Hi, it's Patsy. I popped on today to do a video response to Mags over at the Woodland Hag. She put this out about a week or so ago, and she'd done a video all about home. Where is it to you? Where is your home? What is home to you? That kind of question, and it really got me thinking. And since then, I have seen a few others do this. I will try to remember to link Mag's original video in the comments below. But like I said, this made me think, especially because I've spent my whole adult life moving from house to house. Every 2 or 3 years I'd want to move, and I would never feel at home in any of these places. If I moved out of my town where I was born, I would put it down to I needed to be back there. So off we'd go and would move back there. Then I'd move again, and then I'd move again. And this has been a constant since I was 18 years old. Up until 18, I lived with my parents and my brother and my two brothers and my sister. And we was brought up in a little 3-bedroom council home on a council estate in a little town. Everybody knew everybody. My grandparents was round the corner, my aunties and uncles, and all my cousins was all around me. We had friends everywhere. People left their doors open and you could go in and out of your friends' houses, and their mums treat you like one of theirs, and they'd scold you as well as anything else. Do you know what I mean? So everybody looked after everybody. Because I was born in the late 60s, so my childhood was the 70s and up to the early 80s. And it was a different time then. But as an adult, like I said, I left at 18, and from then on, I mean, my first husband had a house in the city next to where I was born, and I moved there, and I wasn't happy. It didn't feel home. So we moved back to my hometown. It still didn't feel like home. We was moving constantly, and then, you know, sadly that first marriage broke down. I remarried, I got moved out of the area, and again, I thought it was because I wasn't in hometown, so I moved backwards. And this has been a constant in my adult life, from the age of 18, backwards and forwards, in and out of where I was born and bred. And even when I lived there, I'd still move every 2 to 3 years because none of the houses seemed to be home to me. So when Mag asked this question, I really thought about it, because when we first got the caravan down at the beach, about 4 years ago now, I think 3 or 4 years ago, this was a place that I'd come once, I think once before, and had a week's holiday here with my husband and children, and I enjoyed it, but I didn't think no more than beyond. It was a good holiday. Then when we got the caravan, when we spent an awful lot of time here, and the whole summer season, I really enjoyed being here. But we went back to the home and couldn't wait for the next season to start. But when that next season started and I come back, when I turned the corner and could see the dunes what went over to the beach, I just got this overwhelming feeling of pure love and joy. That's the only way I can explain it. And belonging, like I really belonged here. And I could have sat and cried, which really took me by surprise, because I've never felt like that about anywhere. And that really made me think then. But I just put it down to being glad that I was back. And this has sort of been the last 2 years, really doing nothing but looking forward to my summer seasons back down at the coast. And then when things have developed this last few months, and we now moved here a month ago, as soon as I looked at this house, it felt like I needed to be here. And since the day I've moved in, this has felt like home. This is where I feel I belong, and that is such a strange feeling for me, because I've never felt that since I was a child. And I think with Mag's question, what she put out, I gave that a lot of thought. Why did I feel like I kept needing to move? Why did I keep coming here, there and everywhere? And I think it's because I was trying to find that place that I had as a child, that feeling I had as a child, and you know, it wasn't perfect. You know, what family is perfect? My family was certainly not perfect, and we had their problems. And I know mum and dad wasn't rich. They had their financial problems as well. You know, I mean, it's like most people's childhood. It wasn't silver spoon childhood or anything like that. It was a council house on a council estate, but it was home. And my grandparents around the corner, my aunties and uncles, my cousins, my friends, everything around me within walking distance, and that was home. And I think all my adult life I was trying to find that feeling again of home, which I could never find, because sadly as a child we don't have the responsibilities as an adult. You know, we don't have all the bills and all that lot. But it was a different time too. It was the 70s and the early 80s. I know obviously a lot of the people that I love and cherished are no longer with us. They're gone. They passed on or moved away. And then people aren't there no more. But that was a lesson that I never really learned through my adult life, because I was always searching. And I think when I used to leave the town to live elsewhere, it was always, I have to go back to my hometown, because of everybody I know is there, everybody I love is there. But sadly, you know, when you come back, a lot of them people are not there, and time's moved on and things aren't the same. So when I got that feeling here, when I come back for that summer season that year and knew this is where I was going to be living, it was very difficult to leave my older children, obviously, because, you know, I'm my mum and my sister and my brother, what's left. But that's all my family now. But leaving my children and grandchildren wasn't the easiest decision. But I'm only 2 hours down the road, and Annie now lives at the seaside. So it's once we got rid of this virus, seeing what's going around and causing so much anxiety at the moment, I know they'll come and stay with Nanny at the seaside, like they did when we had the caravan, and I know they were looking forward to it. And like I said, I'm 2 hours away. I can be there within a couple of hours if I'm needed, and I can go back often to visit them, and I do, and they will come here. Obviously now it's this time with this virus and everything's all upside down and back to front and that. But I believe and hold true to that belief that things will eventually go back to normal, as well, but neither the same. I don't think it'll go back to the same, because I just feel that Mother Earth is hitting back a little bit, and we needed to take stock of what we was doing to this world. But normality of some kind will come back, and we will be able to visit often. But this is now my home, and this feels like my home. And the other day I pulled a card of my daily drawer, and I'm going to share that card with you at the minute, because it's quite thingy about what we're discussing. And it is the actual home card, this one. And this is from the Enchanted Map Oracle. I have to read you in the book what it says. Peace, security, safety, belonging, and all the features one would want from home are indicated now. The home card represents an invitation to experience what it's like to be secure in your own skin, to live comfortably no matter what is happening in the world around you. It is a time for opening your eyes to your tribe of like-minded people, or one special person who makes you feel like you've come home. Home is love, and love is all around you now. Whatever your inquiry, you are where you're meant to be, and will reap great benefits by staying on this path regardless of where it leads. Home will always be with you. It is where the heart is. And I thought that was quite appropriate for today. So that is my VR to Mags, and my thoughts on home and where it is. And thank you for watching. And I shall continue to look out to see if anybody else does these, because I think they're really interesting. And I will try to remember to put Mags underneath. Thanks for watching. Bye.